Hello all and welcome back to Persona 5 Royal. We are in Mementos right now because we have one particular request that I want to finish up. Daugher's just a meal ticket. I think this is going to be the last time we go into Mementos for at least a little bit. We have a lot of story coming up, like a ton. So just buckle up for that. I don't know how much of that we're going to be doing today, but it's going to be enough. So I'm going to head into the area down here and I'll just meet you at the Daugher's just a meal ticket quest. There is the shadow of Kana-chan's parents. Why are there so many parents who try and control their children? Don't overthink it. Let's worry more about helping their daughter. We have to change their hearts if we want to save Futaba's friend. Let's go.
I'll join.
Now, I think for who... That's not the stats section. For who we want to bring in with this, we're going to bring on... I think we want to bring probably Yusuke. Akechi is no longer going to be in my party at all at this point. Yeah, okay, I'm just booting that guy. Let's go with these ones.
Why?
Bad bets at the races, lost debt. Bad bets at the races, losses debt. Why are the two of us so unlucky? It's bad luck, we're poor all year round.
Excuse me?
We can't let Kana go to school. She needs to make money for us. Her sex appeal, her innocence as a young girl, whatever, she should sell it for us. You call yourself parents? Kana-chan's suffering so much because of you. It's too bad, but she needs to make us money. Kana needs to make money. Otherwise, our family will be broken up. How about you get a real job? I guess that's a no. It's not our fault. It's all because we've got some bad luck.
You got a problem?
Kana should just suck it up. Eventually we'll hit the jackpot, then all of us will be happy. I knew it. These two are rotten to the core. Joker, please save Kana-chan. Alright. Now I believe... Imprudent brat, I'll blow you away in one fell swoop. Keep your nose out of other people's business. Now I believe, let's go ahead and start out with a ice attack on both of them.
You got him, Fox. One enemy hit the ground.
Yeah, so I think that's actually not what I wanted to do. Let's switch over to On because I believe that the Incubus is weak to fire. And this should basically take care of this battle. Yeah, that wasn't hard. So, Succubus weak to ice, Incubus weak to fire. We get a ton of money. Ooh, and level up.
I'm sorry.
We had no other choice. We were in mountains of debt. We were truly horrible parents. Then be better parents. I know, I have to change my ways. I won't make Kana do that kind of work anymore. I'm sorry, Kana. We'll recognize our debt, or we'll reorganize our debt. We'll be responsible for paying it back, not her. I'll quit gambling and I'll start working. I'll pay back all that debt bit by bit. You have to. Don't hurt Kana-chan ever again. I started gambling to make some cash. Before I knew it, I forced Kana to do those shameful things. To think I used to be a father who only wanted his daughter to be able to eat nice things. You're right, dear. Before anything else, let's do our best to make Kana happy. Terrible. All right, we get growth 3, which I think gets you XP even if the persona's not in battle. Thank you, Joker. I think Kana-chan's going to be all right now. The Magario couple seems to have had a change of heart. I should check on Kana's situation. All right, so we finished up. The Daugher's just a meal ticket. By the way, I didn't talk about this because we just haven't gotten there.
Yeah.
Let's go back to the entrance real quick so I can show this a little bit easier. But let's go to one of the areas. We have been spending all of our stamps on getting item boosts and whatnot for Mementos. And if you take a quick look, let me just go upstairs. It's actually really useful to do that. I first focused on getting the money boost and then I went and focused on getting item boost. So now if I go up to say this, I get a bunch of items. This is a great way to do item grinding and quick way to make money if you really, if you need it. I don't think the flowers are affected at all, but obviously the items are. So yeah, you can get a whole bunch of stuff this way. Most of it's going to be items that, well, obviously you can use. But yeah, some of them are sellable items, and that's not a bad thing.
A treasure chest.
Yeah, we're not gonna go get any treasure chests. It might actually be useful to grind some of these items if you are running low on them, because you're gonna have a lot of downtime, and we're gonna be running out of books to read. We do have some other things to do, but yeah, you're gonna want to make more infiltration items, and if you want to do that, you need them. So, all right, well, let's get out of here. I'm gonna head back to the entrance of Mementos.
All right.
Additionally here, I want to make sure that I have about 2 million yen. That'll take care of any money needs for quite a while. Let's get out of here.
Oh, changed your mind?
Are they still searching for the Phantom Thieves? This isn't even news anymore. I don't care about politics. Just arrest the Phantom Thieves already. We can't trust these incompetent politicians to do anything.
Ah, you're back.
Yes, we are. Let's check the news here. Is this a game show? Oh no, time for a special edition of Discovery Town Detectives. On these irregularly broadcast specials, we share limited edition items that are all the rage. Today we are talking about the Angel Tart from the Taisho store. It's available till Christmas. Oh, I love Angel Tarts. Even if I have to wait in a long line, I'll buy them. When I see these on the shelf at the store, it makes me feel like Christmas is almost here. I have no idea what an Angel Tart even is. Okay, for today we're gonna read, because I think we still have some books that we haven't quite read yet. And we have the Expert Billiards, the Pro Darts, and the Flowerpedia, I think, are the last 3 books that we currently have. I'm gonna go ahead and start with the pool book so we can learn some fun skills. Try imagining an invisible line.
Nice.
So you look at it from a bird's eye view to predict the ball's pathway.
Oh.
So you finished reading Expert Billiards. That book was filled with billiard know-hows. And the trick shot section got me pumped, especially the behind the back and jump shots. All right, so we can now upgrade our technical rank using billiards, but you have to be able to get a trick shot done. And I think that basically means you'll do more damage with your technical shots. So we'll want to probably do that. It's not going to be a big deal, and we don't have the time for it now. Let's give it a try next time. We'll have more time to do stuff later, but for right now, we're basically running on like, we have a lot of story and not a lot of time. So just a heads up on that. Okay, so we have a train. So let's go ahead and we're gonna read Pro Darts. Find the posture that feels most stable to you.
Nice.
True, it'd be impossible to aim your throw without having a solid stance.
Oh.
So you finished reading Learn Pro Darts. Did you get some tips on playing darts? There sure is a lot more to the game than it first seemed, huh? That said, there's not much point to studying the theory of it. Let's just put that knowledge to use and play sometime. All right, so we can now use the third eye when playing darts, which basically means that we can increase our focus and it'll make it easier to hit. Pretty nice. We'll definitely be playing more darts in the future. I don't want to say when because I have no freaking clue. Looking at my notes right now.
Today we're going over.
Now then, please open your textbooks. Today we'll be learning about We're gonna be learning about trig functions. My English language is not doing well today. Sine, cosine, and tangent. This is where a lot of people aren't able to keep up. Why would you panic just from seeing a graph? I don't get it. A complicated formula gets condensed down to a single line. Isn't it simple and elegant? All of them have distinct shapes that stimulate the imagination. Now then, Kurusu-san, take a look at these graphs.
Give me an answer.
Do you know the name for this graph? Your hint is snails. And the answer is cochleoid. I think that's how you pronounce that. An esograph. No, I don't even know what that is.
Precisely.
That's correct. Don't you think it looks a bit like a snail's shell? There are many other graphs with amusing names. For example, a devil's curve is called that because it looks like a Chinese yo-yo called a diabolo. There's nothing particularly diabolical about it otherwise.
Nice.
I really like math, and I really like the whole formulas and numbers because there's always an answer at the end. I know people don't like math because they're just like, oh, it's just weird and it's hard to understand, but it all comes down to you input numbers and you get things out. It's wonderful. Some people may think of math as an enemy like a devil, but there's research that suggests that people who excel at math have higher incomes. If you're shooting for a high salary, sometimes you need to be willing to fight demons. Sure? Honestly, I feel like fighting demons would be easier than trying to understand graphs like that. Those are simple graphs too. Upper math can get really confusing, and then, like me, you go into physics and then that just sucks. What?
Oh, Senpai. There's something I'd like to discuss with you. Would you mind if I joined you for lunch?
Sure.
Thank you. All right, let's head to the roof. It's starting to get rather cold.
Do I have a
isn't
bun?
it? Sorry to bring you here. This is something I oughtn't really bring up around other people. Senpai, are you still planning to continue on as the Phantom Thieves?
Why do you ask?
Lately, I haven't been hearing any positive gossip about the Phantom Thieves. Despite how much people cheered on your cause, even though they knew nothing about you or your friends, all they do now is speak ill of the Phantom Thieves. I know it's not my place to say this, considering I turned down your offer to join and all, but this change in attitude is simply awful. They're doing the exact same thing to you all that they did to me. Yet, you're still going to keep at it? Why, Senpai?
I have to take care of something.
Take care of something. I see.
Yeah. But don't worry about us. There isn't even a 1 in a million chance that my Phantom Thieves could ever lose.
I see. Well, I won't stop you. However, could I ask a favor? Or rather, could you promise me something? Once things settle down, I'd like you to join me somewhere so we can go have some fun together.
Okay, I promise.
Then it's a deal. I'm already beginning to look forward to it. So, please be careful out there. Oh, but I plan to keep my other promise I made with you about the physical training. Tomorrow. Is that too sudden? Maybe we should train the day after tomorrow then?
Oh, wait.
But that day's when...
Maybe another time.
I see. Oh, I haven't eaten yet!
Nom nom nom.
Come on, Senpai. You need to eat too. No one wins a fight on an empty stomach, you know.
Yes, ma'am. Alright, so we've made a promise with Kasumi to go somewhere fun after all this is done. And we have 1 day until we send out the calling card. Don't worry, we have plenty of time, and we will have time to save eventually as well. Let's head to... Nope. Let's head to the rooftop because you may have noticed in the background that our veggies were done growing. So let's go get those veggies. Hi, vegetables, please. All right, so we are harvesting, so Haru is harvesting vegetables for us. There we go, they've grown so well. What are we doing? Lazy bum over there. I'm feeling confident about these ones. Treat them with care and respect, okay? All right, and we get 1 sun tomato. Yeah, just 1. Now we do want to plant some more veggies here. Look at the birds up top. Those are adorable. I don't know. They're just up there pecking. And I'm gonna go ahead and go again with another sun tomato because just having a full-on boost to that SP would be really useful. Though I will have to say, it's not gonna be too big of a deal. All right, so I should be able to get it on the 23rd. No, we won't. Good try though. That's not what I wanted to push. All right, we're gonna head to the back streets because we want to hang out with Futaba since we have completed that request.
Yo,
Weehee, you're free, right? There's something I really want to talk to you about. It'd be awesome if you could make some time for me. All right, let's go ahead and hang out with her.
Yep.
Okay, let's go to your room then.
Hey, listen.
So I emailed Kana-chan, and believe it or not, she replied. We even ended up talking on the phone about elementary school. She said the only reason she got mad at me about her diary was because she was embarrassed. Apparently she thought I would hate her if I knew about her secret, so she ran away. I guess me and her are pretty much the same after all. Long story short, we made up. I finally apologized to her. That's incredible. Really? I'm surprised you're so excited about it, but I'm glad. Anyway, it's too far to actually visit each other, so we've been sending emails back and forth. We even made it a promise recently to both go to high school next year. You know, there's no way I would have been able to call her and apologize before. It's all because of you that I could do it, Akira. You worked really hard too. Yeah, I guess you're right. Am I smiling? It's like very rarely that we actually get to see the main character's face as we do these, and it looks like he's got a smile on his face. Interesting. It's kind of embarrassing to actually hear you say it though. Oh, I almost forgot. Kana-chan was really surprised the Phantom Thieves listened to her request. She'll never know the truth of the matter though. Weehee. I've actually finished that promise. Get along with Kana-chan. This is really important, so I'm gonna say it again.
Thanks.
Thank you, Akira. Wait a second. I've never even said it the first time. I guess that means I'll just have to say it again now. Thank you, Akira. Seriously. All right. We got to rank 8. We have a few more ranks to go. Good grief. Feels like the quests are never, the social links are never ending. Is it okay if I ask you a favor real quick? I mean, I just finished a super old promise. So, can you pat me on the head? Mom used to do it when she was happy with me. Just pat, pat. Can you do it? Sure. All right, bring it on. Whoa. That was totally different from how my mom used to do it. My heart, my face, feels like they're on fire. Calm down, Futaba. Phew, looks like that strange outburst is finally over. My heart's still beating real hard, but I'm totally good now. Sorry for making you worry. I just remembered, I still have one more promise to do. Be okay without you around.
Can I really
Is that really
do this?
possible? Meh, I'll find out some other day.
Exquisite.
Peace out. What? I walked Futaba home. That pitter patter when you're actually in love with someone and you get like those heart palpitations and you're just like, why is this happening? I'm dying. And you're not actually dying. It's just your body responding to hormones. It's wonderful. Hey Akira, thanks for listening to what I had to say today. So I've been having a lot of fun talking with Kana-chan over the internet. We talk all the time now. We tell each other what we're doing, what our days are like. Kana-chan said she cried when I reached out to her. When I heard that, I kind of cried a little too. And now I'm getting along with Kana-chan. I'm so glad I cleared that goal. Congrats! Thanks. It was only possible because you helped me out though, seriously. Anyways, I just have one more goal to clear. It's like I'm about to face the final boss. Once I beat that, it's game over. Credits roll. I hope you'll stick around until then, Akira. Okay, later. I hope that doesn't end the game. That would be hilarious.
Whoa.
Tomorrow's the day. Once you send that calling card, there's no turning back. Make sure you finish preparations tonight. I actually will have one more evening, so tonight isn't actually the final night, just a heads up. With the House of Representatives dissolved, each party has begun preparing for the next election. Topics of safety, particularly how to deal with the Phantom Thieves, are receiving a lot of attention. The key to winning the election will likely be how the parties address this challenge.
I can't forget.
Are they just using us as scapegoats? They really just do whatever serves their interests. All right, so what we're gonna do today is we're actually gonna go ahead and read again on the counter, at the counter, and we're gonna do the final book, which is the Flowerpedia. I think we don't have any other books right this moment. So let's just finish it up and get it done and over with. The Unknown Language of Flowers.
Nice.
If you learn more about flowers, it'll be useful for when you work at the florist job, which I mean, we can, but we're probably not gonna do it again anytime soon.
Oh.
So you finished reading Flowerpedia. That book covered all kinds of flowers and what they mean to people. Now, won't that be handy at the florist job? Actually, it would be.
All right.
And basically, you can see more details if you're working as the florist, which we're not. Now, we have a lot of story today, so just buckle up here. Get some popcorn before we get in. Oh, was today the day? It kind of just snuck up on me. Are you all right? I know you went to see him every day. How can he be gone? I feel so sick. There were still so many things I wanted to talk about with him. Why can't he just stay forever? What am I supposed to do now? Man, you're really a serious case. But it seems like you aren't alone. He was pretty popular with the girls. Who could they be talking about?
Ah. Good morning. I know this is last minute, but if it's possible, could you come and see me during lunch today?
Sure.
Glad to hear it. I wanted to discuss something with you, since it'll be our last chance to do so here.
Oh, that's right.
Yes, my time here at Shujin is coming to an end today. It's quite the sad affair. I do have a farewell speech to give the school at morning assembly, but I'd also like to speak with you individually. Considering the occasion, lunch is on me. I'll have something special waiting for you, so you look forward to that. Well, I'll see you later.
Dr. Maruki's really leaving.
It's already been half a year, huh? That sure went by fast.
And finally, we would like Dr. Maruki to share a few last words with the students.
Is he gonna hit his head on the microphone again? He did that when he first
Well,
arrived.
Doctor, if you will.
Good morning, everyone. As the Vice Principal has mentioned, today marks the end of my tenure at Shujin Academy. Over the past several months, I've come to learn about all sorts of conflicts that you students have faced this year. Troubles with romance, with studies. In fact, some of you have financial issues that are awfully similar to my own. But before I leave here, I want to offer you a final piece of counseling. If your situation ever becomes too painful to endure, remember, it's okay for you to escape your problem. I don't want a single one of you to think that an unfair reality you've been forced into is the only one that you have to live.
It's okay.
What I'm trying to say is, even if your life is full of worries, it's best for you not to obsess over them. Your existence in this world is an amazing miracle. You deserve to spend your days in happiness.
Where is this speech going?
I'll keep on rooting for all of you to have the best lives possible, even after I'm long gone.
Oh, nope, there it is. Ow. Come on.
I guess things don't always pan out like you expect.
You alright there, buddy?
Well, that's it. Thank you for having me here this year. Good luck to you all.
Dr. Maruki!
Dr. Maruki!
Oh god, what the hell? I mean, we always had that one teacher which everybody seemed to love,
thank
but
him personally, but it may be best to hold off on that for a bit. I doubt we could get a word in edgewise.
actually I think the people that the male, I can't even say they were teachers. The one that I can think of that all the girls liked ended up sleeping with a student getting fired.
Thank you
So
for coming
don't do
here.
that.
Since this is about to be my last meal at Shujin, I've brought the best lunch ever. These tempura bowls are from a restaurant I've been curious about since I first came to the school.
Tempura bowls?
I'd always passed on it due to the price. But today is special. Not only that, I ordered the deluxe bowls for us.
Itadakimasu? Thank you.
I should be the one thanking you. All right, let's eat.
There are no words for how delicious this smells.
Ooh, this aroma's really triggered my
I
appetite.
can't see you!
Too bad I can't see anything now.
The life of a Four Eyes. I like how you're steamed up too.
I'm so glad I splurged on that. Upscale dishes like that really do taste incredible. I wish I could just get lost in this bliss forever. Well, now that we've finished our food, let's get down to business. First off, I have quite big news. My paper's done.
Hooray! Congratulations!
I've mentioned this before, but still, this is truly thanks to you. Had you not shared your experience and insights with me, this paper never would have been completed. Please, allow me to express my gratitude to you once more as a most helpful student of Shujin. And as a phantom thief as well.
You wanna... Oh, how do you know that?
There's no need to be obtuse. Why don't you take a look at the title of my paper over there?
It says, Interpreting Reality Through Cognitive Science and the Alteration of Reality via External Influence. I wanted to pause that so I could actually get that sentence out. Holy crap, that is a title. Why are research papers so long?
You know, the Phantom Thieves' act of changing hearts is rather reminiscent of cognitive science in practice. They infiltrate a reality that exists solely for their target. A reality wholly separated from the one that the public recognizes. By accessing that world, they gain the means of permanently altering their target's cognition. That is what I hypothesize as being the change of heart you induce in your targets.
You really know your stuff.
Well, I did pour my heart and soul into this research for a number of years. To be entirely honest, it was all the way back in April, when I first came to speak with the principal here about providing counseling to you students. I actually witnessed the moment when you came out of an individual's reality like I'd mentioned. You suddenly appeared in the back alley near the school. I believe Sakamoto-kun and Takamaki-san were with you? Takamaki-san appeared to be extremely exhausted.
I'll put a
Thanks.
card in so you guys can link to that particular
It wasn't long after that scene that Mr. Kamoshida had his change of heart.
to that
Beyond what I
particular
witnessed, I had also
episode,
been
so you guys
told
can go
that
back
you
and
three
look.
were closely affiliated with Mr. Kamoshida in some way. At that point, I was already half convinced that you were involved. I was almost certain Mr. Kamoshida's change of heart was provoked by the three of you.
So why'd you keep quiet?
Well, I've been researching cognitive science ever since I was a grad student. For years, I've been attempting to directly interact with an individual's cognition so I can help address their pain and despair. But, for certain reasons, this research has never been acknowledged in academia. Despite that, I continually pursued evidence that my hypothesis is correct. It was during that time I happened to come across the Phantom Thieves of Hearts, fresh from a mission. My heart began to dance. I thought to myself, maybe I could complete my research if I were to have your assistance. That's why I approached you and your group of friends in the first place. I hadn't mentioned any of this until now because, well, I didn't want you to take it the wrong way and suspect my motives. But I think that's everything I'd kept from you. Does that change your opinion of me?
Well, we made a deal.
A deal, eh? Well, I'm awfully grateful you see it that way. And just so you know, I have no intention of telling anyone about this. If you don't believe what I'm saying, you're free to change my heart as you like.
Quick, put it in the nav.
Thanks to you, I finally know what I need to do. I'm going to stand up to our current reality. I swear I'll use my research to make our world a better place. Though, it'll likely be through different means than how the Phantom Thieves reform members of society.
I'll do my best too.
Indeed. You have a strong moral compass, never losing sight of your own definition of justice. I'm more grateful than ever to have met a young man like yourself. Although it's not like this is the last time we'll see one another, still, thank you for everything up to this point.
Like how you put your hands in your pockets first. Like, what the heck? Alright, and we are done here. You have to be obviously at rank 9 in order to get this, so if you've been following along, it shouldn't have been a problem.
Thy bond shall become the wings of rebellion and break the yoke of thy heart. Thou hast awakened the ultimate secret of the Councillor, granting thee infinite power.
Alright. So, first of all, rank 10 here we get Wakefulness, raises the SP recovered from Mindfulness. We've had Mindfulness forever and have only had it happen once. So, yippee-ki-yay, I guess.
Alright.
And we also unlock, I'm not gonna be able to pronounce this right, Vohu Mana? Anyway, the most powerful persona in the Councillor Arcana. We need to create some of those.
I'm going to follow the path that I believe in. I sincerely hope that one day, at the end of that path, I'll be able to aid you as well. Even if you just considered it to be meddling in your affairs. Whoops. Looks like we're out of time. We'll meet again though, right?
I'm sure of it.
That's right. Hey. No, it's nothing. Best of luck to the both of us.
What were you gonna say? Because I'm
around.
sure it's gonna be very important for what happens later in the game. And actually it is. We'll get there. We got a text? What do you people want? Stop texting during class. The fan site's on fire as usual. Anyway, tomorrow's finally it. I hope everyone remembers. The date of our plan? Of course we remember. That means we're sending out the calling card today, right? Yes, today is our only option. The police have yet to actually make a move, but I am certain we have reached our limits. We wanted to wait as long as possible to make Makoto's sister panic, right? Yes, taking that into account, today would be the best option. We can speak in more detail about this after school. Alright, see you all at LeBlanc.
Boss said he reserved the place just for us. We're free to drink as much coffee as we want.
Ain't this place always empty, though?
I'm telling boss.
Huh?
Everyone here is a witness.
I was just joking.
We're supposed to be discussing where we should send the calling card.
Considering how big the hype's gotten, she'll probably just think it's a prank, won't she?
I could always put it on Sai-san's desk. People know me there, so I could gain access easily.
That's not a good idea. If you're the only one who can get in there, it'll be easily traced back to you. I'll do it. I can just tell her it came for her in the mail. That would be the least risky method. No matter what she asks, I'll tell her I don't know anything. But Makoto, that's...
You're our leader, so this will be up to you. Should we leave the calling card to Makoto?
I trust her with it.
Is that really the only way?
I'll be okay. I've already traversed far more dangerous ground than this.
You hacked her computer, so...
We'll leave it to you then. Thank you for agreeing to this. I will need to step up my game as well to make up for it.
Catchy!
Very well then. We'll enter from in front of the courthouse. Does 6 o'clock in the evening work for everyone?
Yep, got it.
Same as always. Well then, let's get ready for tomorrow. Dismissed.
Okay. So... we have... fuzziness is what we got. So something happens. Where's Akechi? Akechi is not here.
Okay.
Tomorrow's finally the day. All that's left is to carry out the operation that Makoto outlined earlier. I was expecting there to be a voice. Sorry.
Anyway.
Now we just need to hand it over as long as we can get it to Nijima. What are we talking about?
Madame Sae Nijima, a great sinner of jealousy. You have lost yourself amidst your obsession with success. For its sake, you are even willing to promote injustice as justice. From the Phantom Thieves.
I found it in our mailbox.
To think they would send me one. They brand me a criminal and plan to change my heart? What nonsense. They only care about disposing of those who are an inconvenience for them. Fine. I'll just have to catch them first.
Feisty.
And when you do, you're going to interrogate them, right? In some kind of underground room, was it?
Why do you ask?
Oh, I just remembered you mentioning something like that before.
That's right. It will be in a special interrogation room underground. My time will be limited, but I will do whatever it takes to make them divulge their secrets.
I'm guessing that's what's happening presently.
Let's do this fair and square.
Okay, well, she pissed off, and the treasure should be available now.
I should probably be getting back. It's late, but I should contact the director and let him know about this calling card. I expect things will calm down a little once this case is over. Once that happens, why don't we go on a trip to some hot springs? Just the two of us.
She looks happy. That's weird.
Sis. I'm on your side. I won't let anyone do anything to you.
What an odd girl.
Do you need to make a call? I'll head up to my room then.
I'm sorry for calling so late. This is Nijima. There's something I need to inform you of. I received a calling card from the Phantom Thieves. It was addressed to me directly and... Stand by? And you've transferred command of the investigation to someone else? No, of course not. Yes. I understand. I'll remain on standby until further instructions. Please excuse me.
I wonder who the new command is.
Okay.
Forget about going out tonight. We need to prepare for tomorrow. Sorry for the wait. I believe it went well. Thanks, Makoto-chan. I think it's going according to plan then. So it has finally come to this. I actually feel somewhat nervous. Don't freak out so much that you screw up, alright? You're one to talk. I asked that you go easy on me. Well then, see you tomorrow. Hold on a sec. Crow, go over the operation again before you leave. It is just as we discussed earlier, is it not? This battle will decide our future. We must ensure that we're fully prepared beforehand. Very well, our objective is stealing Sai-san's treasure. We will meet at the courthouse at approximately 6 p.m. Good. Want to give us one last word before we go, leader? Let's go all out. We'll be relying on you. What a wonderful, trusting relationship. I will do my best in this as well.
All right. We can't afford any mistakes, especially not this time. Tomorrow's a big day for us, so let's give it our all.
Okay, I'm gonna save here, and because simply because the next portion of the story is going to take, I'm gonna say this as best as I can, it's gonna take fucking forever to get through. Like, we have at least several, I would say at least an hour or two of story amongst actually like, we're not gonna be able to do much, but there's gonna be like a ton of story. Some of that story is probably gonna get claimed by Atlas, so I'm gonna have to figure out how to like cut that up so we can do this properly, because they're just gonna claim the entire video. 100% gonna claim the entire video because there's gonna be cutscenes, animated cutscenes in it. But for right now, I'm gonna save because as soon as we go into battle, it's gonna just be battle, story, 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 and I don't want to have to do any more in this particular episode because then this episode will end up being like an hour and a half long, and I don't want to do that. So next time we're going to be going up against Sai and entering into story. Also, as I've mentioned before, this is when the point of no return basically starts to happen. So if you may recall at the beginning of the game, it's like the casino and then you get caught, and we're catching up to that point. And if you're not interested in spoilers, I would suggest not really watching past Sai's battle. Once we get past the, the battle will be fine. Like, there's no spoilers, but once you get past the battle, then there will be spoilers. And then there's a point of no return where you either get the bad ending or you move on towards the true ending. And if you're not interested in knowing the true ending and the true culprit and all that kind of stuff, then don't watch further than that. If you are, then we'll just go for it. I'm hoping that I don't get pinged by Atlas and have the entire thing taken down, because they were doing that when the game first came out, but that was in 2016. So I'm hoping, it's been 5 years, so hopefully they've like released that, like we're hoping anyway that we've moved on. So we'll see, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Thank you all for watching.